There we go. Hello, hello. Testing. We're gonna test this out as we always do. Check it on my phone.
There we go. Hello, hello.
Perfect. I can hear myself. I can hear the echo. Welcome everybody. I'm back. Want to do a live stream of a long play of one of my favorite games of all time, Metal Gear Solid. Quick thing, quick introduction right now. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for clicking the video. Thanks for checking it out. Here's the rules for this one. We're gonna be playing the full Metal Gear Solid game that originally came out for the PlayStation 1. However, I'm not trying to do this on hard mode or anything like that. I'm just want to play the game the whole way through with the story. So we will be using stealth camouflage and we will be using the bandana because I've unlocked them. So maybe like a glimpse. If you can unlock these things, you can play it like this too. It's much easier when you have all the stuff unlocked. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the game and everything like that, and location of items. Just want to give you a quick intro, and one of the little things is I have to press circle here instead of X, because in the old PlayStation 1 games, circle was to confirm things. Alright, now, here we go. Okay. Also, I would highly recommend buying the Metal Gear Solid collection, which has 1, 2, and 3. Solid, Sons of Liberty, and Snake Eater. I haven't even touched Snake Eater yet because I wanted to save that for a live stream. I actually, oh geez, sorry, that buzz just messed with my ears. I actually platinumed this one, and I was trying to get the platinum. Oh, real quick, 1 second.
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, a beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Whew, almost forgot there. I will be radio silent during all cutscenes, so that way we can listen to everything that's going on there. There is some important information there, but and they also have some stuff in the briefing. But actually, you know what? I think that might be. Yeah, let's do that real quick. I'm gonna be quiet now. Radio silent.
It's been a long time, Snake.
I should have known you were behind this, Colonel.
That's no way to greet an old war buddy, Snake.
What do you want from me?
I just invited you here so we could have a talk.
Invited? That's what you call sending armed soldiers after me?
Sorry if they were a little rough with you. But we've got a serious situation here. Only you can get us out of it.
I'm retired from Foxhound. You're not my commander anymore, and I don't have to take orders from you or anyone else.
You will take these orders. I know it.
Excuse me.
Who's this?
Dr. Naomi Hunter. She's chief of Foxhound's medical staff, and an expert in gene therapy.
Are you military?
No, civilian. I've been sent here from ATGC. Pleasure to meet you, Snake. Don't worry, this injection won't hurt a bit.
What's the shot for?
What's wrong? You don't like shots?
Snake, listen up. It all went down 5 hours ago. Heavily armed soldiers occupied Shadow Moses Island, a remote island off the coast of Alaska.
What soldiers?
Next Generation Special Forces, led by members of Unit Foxhound. They've presented Washington with a single demand, and they say that if it isn't met, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
A nuclear weapon?
I'm afraid so. You see, the island is the site of a secret nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Foxhound hijacking a nuclear weapon?
Now you understand how serious the situation is. You'll have 2 mission objectives. First, you're to rescue the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, and the president of Arms Tech, Kenneth Baker. They're both being held as hostages.
Those are some heavy-duty hostages.
Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to launch a nuclear strike, and stop them if they do. Any questions, Snake?
Questions? I haven't even said whether I'd accept this mission.
Well, you can make up your mind after you hear more about the situation.
Alright, there's some important stuff here. Some information that we can definitely use before we start playing the game. Especially including that shot that Naomi gave us there. We'll get more into it later in the story, but let's do the next one real quick.
Tell me about the nuclear weapon disposal facility.
The disposal facility includes a hardened underground base. Even with our most advanced intelligence gathering equipment, we can't tell what's happening inside.
So someone needs to penetrate, gather intelligence, and report back. Sounds like a spy movie. What's the insertion method?
Well, an air insertion is impossible.
Not with this storm going on.
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
Approach?
Yes, within a few miles of it. The facility is equipped with sonar detection capabilities. They'd be able to hear our engine or propeller noise.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV.
Launch?
Same as a torpedo, only this has no propulsion device of its own. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim.
You want me to swim in sub-zero Alaskan water?
Don't worry. That suit represents the latest advances in polythermal technology. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
Once again, information there. We're not having any support. It's a one man job, infiltration, spy stuff, and the sub. We just saw it in the cutscene there in the beginning of the thing where the submarine shot out the one man, like, not a torpedo, but like the one man propulsion thing. You goes as far as it can, you get out, and then you swim in. We'll get there in 1 second. Let's keep going.
What's the time limit?
24 hours. They say they'll launch after 24 hours.
Do they say what the target will be?
So far, they haven't mentioned the target.
When did the countdown start?
5 hours ago.
Nice quick one there for time limit. So that's good. We're gonna do some more like this. Okay, let's keep going.
Colonel, who are you speaking for?
Naturally, I'm representing the U.S. government.
So who's in supervisory control of this operation?
The President of the United States.
Which means that the President must be meeting with his top aides in the map room about now, huh?
No, at this point they're still video conferencing with each other.
If that's a real nuclear warhead, shouldn't they issue a COG?
Not yet. The Secretary of Defense has operational control and is fully aware of the situation. After you infiltrate, if you determine they possess nuclear launch capabilities, a COG will be issued.
Well, if they haven't relocated to the nuclear shelter under Mount Washington, I suppose there isn't that much reason to worry yet. Is the National Security Agency in on this?
Yes. So is the DIA, the Defense Intelligence Agency.
The DIA? I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this.
They'll be sending us some support.
We don't need desk jockeys. We need a nuclear weapons specialist.
Of course. A nuclear weapons specialist has already been assigned to us.
I believe that's Natasha, so we'll meet her later on in the story. Let's continue on.
We need backup from a specialist. I'm just an amateur when it comes to nuclear weapons.
I know. That's why I've requested the assistance of a military analyst named Nastasha Romanenko. She'll be providing you backup by Kodak.
A female analyst?
She's built up an impressive record as an advisor for the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. Contact her if you have any questions. She's also an expert on high-tech weapons.
Where's she working from?
At her home in Los Angeles.
California. Seems like a million miles away.
I'll have to look at Natasha's Kodak so we can talk to her early in the game.
Colonel, you're retired. Why are you involved in this?
Because there aren't many people who know Foxhound as well as I do.
Is that really the only reason?
I've been soldiering for a long time. I don't know anything else. I guess even though I'm getting a little old, I still love to be in the field.
Colonel, you're a lousy liar. Tell me the real reason.
Okay, Snake. Sorry. I'll be frank. A person very dear to me is being held hostage.
Who is it?
My niece, Meryl.
What was your niece doing here?
Several soldiers were reported missing the day of the revolt. And my niece was one of those called in as an emergency replacement.
She looks like you.
She's my little brother's girl. He died in the Gulf War, and since then I've been watching after her.
A personal motive, Colonel. That's not very soldierly.
I'm retired. I'm just an old man now. And I'm your friend.
Since when are we friends?
I've thought of us as friends since the fall of Zanzibar.
With my personality, I don't have too many friends.
That's what I trust about you. It's what makes you human. Please, Snake. Save my niece, Meryl.
All right. But I have two conditions.
Name them.
1, no more secrets between us. I want complete disclosure at all times. And 2, I'll only accept orders directly from you, Colonel. No cutoffs involved, okay?
Agreed. That's why I was called. But one thing,
What?
I'm not a colonel anymore. Just a retired old warhorse.
I understand, Colonel. That doctor, is she part of this operation too?
She was in charge of Foxhound's gene therapy. She knows more about those men than anyone else.
You mean you've seen them naked?
Make no mistake, I'm not a nurse. I'm a scientist.
By the way, what was that injection for?
It's a combination of nanomachines and an anti-freezing peptide so that your blood and other bodily fluids don't freeze, even at subarctic temperatures.
Nanomachines?
Not just one kind, either. There are different types which will replenish the supply of adrenaline, nutrition, and sugar in your bloodstream.
Now I don't have to worry about food.
I also put some nootropics in there.
Say what?
Nootropics. A class of drugs which will help improve your mental functioning.
It'll make me smarter, huh? Anything else?
Yes. Benzedrine. It's a type of stimulant. It'll keep you alert and responsive for 12 straight hours.
That was quite a cocktail. Anything else in there?
Those nanomachines will also keep your Codex batteries charged up.
Well, I guess I can call you when I'm ready to go on a diet.
You're welcome.
Quite the cocktail indeed. Alright, a couple more and then we'll start the game up. We just gotta know about what's going on here.
The chief of DARPA and the president of an arms manufacturing company. What business did they have at a nuclear weapons disposal facility?
The truth is that secret exercises were being conducted at the time the terrorist group attacked.
Must be extremely important exercises if those two were directly involved. Were they testing some kind of new advanced weapon?
I'm not privy to that information.
Do we know exactly where they're being held?
The DARPA chief has also been injected with a mini-transmitter. As you get closer, you should be able to pick up his location on your radar.
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuclear missile?
They say they do. They even gave us the serial number of the warhead they plan to use.
Was the number confirmed?
I'm afraid so. At the very least, they've got their hands on a real nuclear warhead.
Isn't there some kind of safety device to prevent this type of terrorism?
Yes. Every missile and warhead in our arsenal is equipped with a PAL, which uses a discrete detonation code.
PAL?
Permissive Action Link. The safety control system built into all nuclear weapons systems. But even so, we can't rest easy.
Why not?
Because the DARPA chief knows the detonation code.
But even if they have a nuclear warhead, it must have been removed from its missile. All the missiles on these disposal sites are supposed to be dismantled. It's not that easy to get your hands on an ICBM.
That used to be true. But since the end of the Cold War, you can get anything if you have enough money and the right connections.
How well armed are these terrorists? I know there was an exercise going on at the time they revolted.
They're heavily armed, I'm afraid.
What about their battle experience?
The 6 members of Foxhound in charge are all hardened veterans. They're tough enough to eat nails and ask for seconds.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Foxhound.
The others are next-generation special forces. They're not your average grunts either.
So what exactly are they demanding?
A person's remains.
Remains?
That's right. To be more accurate, cell specimens which contain the individual's genomic information.
Cell specimens? Why would they want that?
The terrorists need them. You see, these next-generation special forces have been strengthened through gene therapy.
Strengthened?
You've heard of the Human Genome Project. They've been mapping the human genome, and they're nearly finished. Following up on this research, the military has been working towards identifying those genes which are responsible for making effective soldiers.
There are genes that do that?
Yes. And using gene therapy, they're able to transplant those genes into regular soldiers.
Gene therapy?
I'll explain this part. With gene therapy, we can remove those genes which we know may lead to sickness or disease, and at the same time splice in genes with beneficial effects, such as resistance to cancer, for example.
In other words, we can overcome all sorts of genetic diseases, and at the same time add genetic characteristics as desired.
Okay. And so if you knew what genes were responsible for making the perfect soldier, you could implant them in the same way, right?
Yes, we could.
But it all depends on being able to isolate and identify those soldier genes.
And in order to do that, it's helpful if you can study the genomic information of one of the greatest soldiers ever.
One of the greatest soldiers ever?
The man they call the greatest warrior of the 20th century.
You don't mean Big Boss.
That's right. We've been working feverishly to identify the genes responsible for his incredible combat skill. So far, we've discovered about 60 of the so-called soldier genes.
So his body was recovered after all.
Yes, and his cells have remained frozen in a cryo chamber. His genomic information is a priceless treasure to mankind.
Priceless to the military, perhaps.
His body was burned severely, but it was possible to restore his DNA profile from just a single strand of his hair.
You people are amazing. And then you're gonna transplant those genes into soldiers?
Yes. We'll use a process that I discovered called gene targeting. The strongest soldiers don't become what they are by acquiring their skills through training or experience. We now know that hereditary factors are far more crucial for creating superior soldiers.
Snake, we can't give them his body. It's potentially more dangerous than all the nuclear warheads on that island put together.
I hear the terrorists are calling themselves the Sons of Big Boss.
The Sons of Big Boss? Tell me about these next-generation special forces.
They started out as an anti-terrorist special ops unit, made up of former members of biochem units, technical escort units, and the nuclear emergency search team. Their purpose was to respond to threats involving next-generation weapons of mass destruction, including NBC weapons.
Until they were added, that is.
Who's they?
These guys didn't start out as regular army.
Looks like a pretty international group. Mercenaries?
Yeah, and it gets worse. Most of them were from a merc agency that I think you're familiar with. They were part of Big Boss's private guard. And after Big Boss went down, the military just bought out all their contracts.
Outer heaven.
After that, they were merged with our own VR unit, Force 21, and retrained. If you ask me, these so-called next-generation special forces should be called simulated soldiers. They have no real battle experience.
Video game players, huh?
Don't forget they've all been strengthened with gene therapy. They carry genes which make them excellent soldiers. Don't get careless just because they don't have much experience.
I thought using genetically modified soldiers was prohibited by international law.
Yes, but those are just declarations, not actual treaties.
The interesting thing is that nearly every member of the unit conspired in this attack.
How could an entire unit be subverted to rebellion?
They're calling it a revolution.
Since they all went through the same gene therapy, they probably felt closer than brothers. They see the unit as their only family.
The Sons of Big Boss. But if they were regular army, they must have been interviewed periodically by army counselors.
According to their files, they all got straight A's on their psychological tests. They all seemed like fine, upstanding, patriotic soldiers.
But they all took part in the uprising?
No. Several people didn't show up on the day of the exercise. That's why there was a resupply of troops.
Was there any sign recently that something might be wrong?
There was a report a month ago that they were acting strangely.
Apparently they consulted classified information about the soldier genes and performed their own gene therapy experiments.
They can do that even without you?
Well, our gene therapy process is almost completely automated. And besides that, they're all geniuses with IQs over 180.
Even the existence of this genome army is a national secret of the highest order. We've been hoping to investigate this thing quietly and deal with it behind closed doors. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of. An elite group combining firepower and expertise. They're every bit as good as when I was commanding them.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter.
Looks like a lovely bunch of folks. Too bad we'll be meeting under these circumstances.
And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
Yes. And you're the only person who can stand against him.
Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake. The man with the same codename as you.
Tell me what you know.
He fought in the Gulf War as a teenager, the youngest person in the SAS. His job was to track down and destroy mobile Scud missile launching platforms. You were there too, I believe. Didn't you infiltrate Western Iraq with a platoon of Green Berets?
I was just a kid myself back then.
The details are classified, but it seems that originally he penetrated the Middle East as a sleeper for the SIS.
He was a spy for the British Secret Intelligence Service?
But he never once showed his face in Century House. He was taken prisoner in Iraq, and after that there was no trace of him for several years. After you retired, he was rescued and became a member of Foxhound.
I thought that by the time I left, they were no longer using codenames.
I don't know his real name. That information is so highly classified that even I can't look at it. Here's a photo of him. Pretty shocking, huh? His skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
I have a twin?
I don't know the details, but it seems so. That's why we really need you for this mission.
You're the only one who can beat him. Now that I've met you, I know. You've got something that he doesn't. I can see it in your eyes.
Why don't I find that thought more comforting?
Alright, I think that's everything. So that's all the briefings. Oh, one more.
I need to borrow your scissors.
What are you going to do?
Don't worry, just gonna clean myself up a little.
Huh?
I don't want to be mistaken for the leader of the terrorists.
Alright, we're ready to go. All the briefings are done. And here we go. So, like I said before, I will be muting the microphone for any cutscenes or any important codec calls. Let's start the game up.
I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codec's receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Snake, you have to crawl to get through there. First, crouch down by pressing the crawl button, and then use the directional button to crawl in the direction you want.
Be careful, though. Crawling is slow and you can't attack when you're doing it either.
You can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
Ah, look at those beautiful PlayStation 1 graphics. Alright, so we can grab some rations here. I believe there's one on the other side as well. If you ever get caught by these guys, you could always jump out the middle and dive in here. They can't follow you back here. Oh, it's up there. Okay. We'll get that. And as said before, I got... Yep, I got the stealth and the bandana. Let's go. Alright, so for those who don't know, the stealth and the bandana will give me unlimited ammo for the gun I'm using, and the stealth will give me basically invisibility so no one can see me. Both of these are unlocked by completing the game with the 2 endings that are available. So he can hear that, he can see my footprints and everything, but he won't be able to find me. There we go, see? Nice and easy. So let's go this way and let's grab ourselves the... Oh, they can come back here. Huh. Let's see, first person view. And thankfully if you bump into them, they won't... Yeah, they can't do anything. And if you, even if you throw them, they're not gonna... See? No, making it much easier, but we're just gonna wait for a second. Get all the rations we can. Oh.
Snake, there's an elevator there you can take up to the ground. You'll just have to wait for the elevator to come down. You better hide somewhere.
There we go. So yep, there's 2 endings in the game. I will explain later on what the how to get the 2 endings and whatnot, but you get a bandana for one ending, you get the stealth camouflage for the other. The stealth camouflage does not work on bosses, so don't need to worry about that. Definitely worth, though, playing the game a few times to get both things. The bandana works well for bosses, and the stealth works good at getting, you know, running around the area. This game does have a lot of backtracking. There's a lot of it in this game. This game is actually pretty short if you could run through it completely, but if you ran through without doing any backtracking, it's a lot shorter. Alright. I just confused that guy. He has no idea what just happened. Cutscene.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed. There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so... cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision. Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS-transmitting nanomachines as you. He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice. I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First, I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
All right. Nice little cutscene there explaining about saving. I think, can I call Natasha now? Let's see, hold on a second. So if I remember, watch, I have it saved here. It's 14152. Let's see if we can get Natasha real quick. There we go.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Those terrorists are serious about launching a nuclear weapon? The world cannot stand by idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
Same here, Snake.
Alright, that's Natasha, the weapons expert. So, once again, we'll be using our stealth camouflage to not really escalate any situations yet. Luckily, it doesn't work for those lights or security cameras or anything like that. So let's go through all these areas, grab what we can.
Surveillance camera?
A very old surveillance camera, but there we go. Got some stun grenades. Now, sadly, in this game, you can do first-person shooting, so all you can do is look up at it. Can't use a gun to disable it, but we'll keep going, so it's alright. There's a pistol here in this cargo. Just press triangle on it. Go in the back. SOCOM. But SOCOMs are loud without their suppressors. We gotta find a suppressor for that. Oh, there's nothing down there. Okay, let's get out of here. All the way up. There's our sleeping guard with the camera. Usually, you can get past him here. You just... Oh.
That base must have some kind of ventilation system to recirculate the air. There should be air ducts around there somewhere. They must need a lot of power to run the base. There's probably a diesel generator somewhere. And since generating electricity requires oxygen, there must be exhaust openings for that too. You're not gonna believe this, but they shot down the F-16s we were using as a diversion with a Hind D. Then we got a message from Liquid. He said if we try something like that again, he'll launch the nuke. Snake, hurry up and get in there. That Hind will be coming back soon.
Okay. So, we could go through here. That's one way to go through. It's very hard when you don't have the stealth to get in there, because you kind of have to, like, you know, lean up to the wall, crouch down, and then, like, sneak in. You can do it, though. It's possible not to get caught there. Oh, another security camera. Where's our guy here? There he is. You didn't notice my footprints? No, didn't notice my footprints. Interesting. Alright, let's keep going. We're gonna head this way. We're gonna take the air vent that's over here. Excuse me, sir. Is there anything over here? Past him? Let me just bump into him real quick. Oh. Oh, no, nothing here. I remember playing this in the demo when I was a kid, and you just, like, hide in that corner hoping they'd go away. Alright, here we go. good to go through the top because we can check all the doors on our way to the objective. There's gonna be another call soon.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you, so call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80.
Alright, let's call him back real quick so we can save the number.
Snake, you've got to think. Your mind is your most dangerous weapon. If things are getting too complicated, try to simplify your thoughts. You can also try calling Campbell for advice.
Good info, especially for the game. Okay, so that's that everybody so far? Yep, that's everybody so far. Good, good. Let's move along. He would have told us about the mice underneath, because underneath there was a, I can't really see that well. If you went the low way, you have to go through some water, and there's some mice in the vents, and he tells you that they can't hurt you. So, let's work our way through here. Oh.
I moved the DARPA chief to the cell in the first floor basement.
What about the vent shaft cleaning?
They just opened the vent covers. They're about to start spraying for rats.
First floor basement ventilation shaft.
Shut those covers as soon as they're done spraying. Also, keep your eye on that woman in the cell. Don't get careless now.
Woman in the cell?
Alright, let's move it on. I have to go to the first basement. I think there's two of them, but... I believe if we look here to the right, it's going to be one of the rooms. There's the camera. I think that might be where the thermal goggles are. There's another one. There's something there. I forgot what's in that one. Okay, making our way through the vents. And I think that's our way out. And I think that's a ration, which I don't need because I'm full on rations. Because of the... Let me see. Not yet. Not yet, Campbell. Hold on. Hold on. Yep, I was right. Rations are usually in the cardboard-looking boxes. Alright, he's gonna call again. Oh, he didn't? Okay, so he just wants us to press the action button to go down. Alright. Stealth's on. Stealth's on. Oh.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
Yes, sir. Camera's there. Can't see me through stealth. Level 2 card. I don't even have a level 1 card, so we can't open up anything. Will this open, though? This is already open, so let's see what's in here. This is... Yep, thermal goggles. Alright. Good to use in the future. Now, let's keep going. This is why I usually go through the top vent, because the bottom vent, you start at the bottom. I'll show you where you start from when we get there. Nothing here, right? Nope, nothing there. This is level 1? Yep, level 1. Alright, let's move our way down here. Excuse me, sir. Pardon me. I believe it's right... Oh, there, right there. There it is. Yeah, see, so if we went down the lower way where the guy was sleeping, we would end up coming out on this side. And then you'd be down here. So you would miss out on the thermal goggles unless you went all the way back up. Now, this needs what? Level 5 to get out. So let's go down the basement. Punch the card there, or punch the button. We're going to B1. Alright. No one's calling me yet? Oh, there's that green.
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief.
He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Alright, and to add in the cinema, if you put your back on the wall... Now, this room had... This area had a lot of funny moments in that last live stream I did for Metal Gear Solid, because there's a way with this vent right here, or this vent, that you can actually glitch yourself out of the wall and skip a good percentage of the game. And we did it in the last live stream, if you wanted to check it out. Very funny, very fun. I even tried it with the infinite ammo. Long story short, though, it kind of glitches you into like a little thing where you can't go any further because you pick up weapons and you don't get the ammo for them. It bugs it out. So I couldn't fight a specific boss later on that obviously needed to be used with a certain weapon. A fun little thing, you can basically go from here to the torture scene later on in the game.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
I'm glad my colonel showed me how to climb a ladder. Alright, interesting little Easter egg here. We won't do it today, but I'll show you the first part of it. So Meryl is in the other vent. She's in here. So if we look down... Oh wait, no, that's Johnny.
Oh, kind of damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
Alright. So it's not that one. Let's keep going. Thank you. Is it here? No, that's the office. Okay. So when you see Meryl, she'll be exercising. If you go all the way back and leave the vent and then come back into the vent, Meryl will be doing another different exercising position. You do that again, she'll be doing like a yoga stretch. And then if you do it again, she does her first exercise, but she does it without her pants on. So, I think this is her. This is Meryl. There she is.
Is that a woman? Not him.
So I think what it is if you... Right now she's doing the sit-ups. If we go back out and then come back in, she'll be doing push-ups. And if we go back out and back in... Hey, you know what? Let's just do it. Why not? Let's head back out. I'll show you right now. We'll do a little Easter egg here. We're not speed running. We're playing here. We're playing some games. So we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the Meryl exercising Easter eggs here. So we go back out. I guess I'll take that off because I don't need that right now. Let's go. Alright. Back to it again. So this time it's just a straight shot down and then... Alright, so we look back down again. It's like she's doing like one-arm push-ups. Alright. Let's head back out. A lot of vent crawling. Okay. That's right, punch the ladder. That's what we have to do. Now, let's keep going again. Alright, third one. So I think she's stretching her legs on the wall. Okay. Alright. Back up. This is that vent crawling content you were looking for, weren't you? Alright, so Mary will go back to doing the sit-ups here, except she's just not wearing her regular shorts. And we'll leave the other two positions for you guys to find when you get the game. Hold on a second.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
Thank you, Colonel. All right, so yep, you can try to find those last two positions on your own when you buy the Metal Gear Solid Collection. Just do the same thing. You just view it, go back in, check again. That's it. There's an Easter egg for you guys. Cutscene.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, it's grown into a huge joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data, and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution...
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of Arms Tech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys? They
were designed by ArmsTech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes. They cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
Dead.
Naomi, the chief. What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but...
A heart attack? No.
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
Absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you. The Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
All right, a couple interesting things about that. Oh, hold on a second. There's the sound of someone getting their ass kicked. Uh-huh. All right, just a couple things. Notice that how the DARPA chief here, he waved off Johnny when he told him to shut up. And I'm going to need this, ain't I? And I'm going to use that one. The, yeah, so And also, like, the information he was giving. It's very interesting. Also, just want to let you know right now, when you aim your gun, you can't move around unless you hold the square... Wait, is it crouch? There we go, yeah. So, in this game, you can aim your gun, kind of, by holding the square button down. But if you want to move and aim, you have to hold the square and the X button. The other problem is, it's kind of hard to lock on like this. But, let's continue.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here!
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot!
Better idea. Wait. Take that off. Ow. Actually, what I can do is I can use the stun grenades. And I can use... Wait, let me do this. There we go. She won't shoot until these three are dead, so... Hopefully that'll take them out. Oh.
Snake, what are you doing? Take care of the bad guys and get the hell out of there. You better use that weapon you found.
Oh, I can't kill him with the stun? What? Come here. Sit down. Hup. Oh, these are half the kill guys. Okay, so in that case, we'll just, there we go.
What are you waiting for?
Now she starts shooting.
Talk to me like a rookie!
I'm telling you, shoot!
Now I don't have to kill anybody, because she'll kill everybody else. Nope, not Chaff. Stun. Hup. Watch out, watch out. Oh. Whoop! Nice, good shooting. Oh, one more. Whoop! Excuse me. There we go. Sorry for the flashing, guys. Yeah. There we go. Ah, you didn't shoot me, man. Come on now. That's the... Get out of here. And I don't think using the stealth would work here anyway, so... Whoopa! That's it. There you go. Now they're gonna throw grenades. You see on this side. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Whoop. Alright. Stay down. Whoop. I'm just having fun. Ah, Meryl had to take my fun away. Go ahead, take the last one. What? There you go. Nice job, nice job.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you? You fool! You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Alright. Of course, in the original version I played, Johnny was just completely censored because he didn't have his boxers on. I don't think nothing here. I think there might be something over here, though. Something in the bathroom? Ah, SOCOM bullets. That's fine. Okay, those are good. Nothing there. Alright, so let's keep going here. So we're heading down to the second basement. And of course, this is a whole different area with level 6 key card. Let's get the elevator going. Punch the elevator button twice. Gets it right there. Alright, so there should be people here. So let's do the stealth here. And there are a couple of explosives here, so like, we're looking for something like this. Let's see if the camera changes. No? Okay. I'll show you right here. See how it's hard to tell, especially with these graphics, but